Everyone wants happiness and success, and we know how to get you there. Come listen to the Leadership Society of Arizona as we teach a proven logic to help you simplify life, overcome challenges, and predict the future. You're listening to the Logic and Life Coaching Podcast.
Welcome to the Logic and Life Coaching Podcast. My name is Chuck Solanas, and I'm joined by our special guest, Dr. Jacob Kashwagi.
Hi, Chuck.
Hey, thank you so much for coming on again, Dr. Jacob. We really couldn't do this podcast without you.
Well, thank you.
So we are going to go into another topic today. I think a lot of my life I've spent waiting for the next step to come. Like, I feel like there's something better for me. I'm looking forward to reaching a milestone or achieving a goal. And when I created a life plan in college, I thought I'd graduate with high marks, get a job in middle management, work my way up the corporate ladder, get married, become CEO, buy a mansion, retire, and then die. So when I go through difficult times, I think about, why couldn't I be at the next stage of life already? However, what I've noticed in my observations of you is that you seem to be happy with whatever stage you're going through in life. So how do I experience that sort of contentment? Or is it that you aren't really patient, you just figure out how to get to the next stage and you're always happy because you're already at the stage that you want to be?
Okay, I gotta be honest with you, Chuck. Do you really want to know the secret?
I mean, that's why I'm asking the question, I would think.
I found this bush in my backyard, and I get these little berries from it. Found out if I eat a berry every day, it somehow magically gives me just like a dose of happiness. No matter what happens.
Are they like psychedelic berries?
I don't know, but I charge about $500 per berry. Do you want to get one? Just kidding with you. Okay, so seriously, if you're asking me, should you be patient with your life and satisfied with what you have? Yes.
Okay.
What is the secret to me being happy? I think it is because even though you should be satisfied with where you are in life, you should be happy with what you have, what you've been given. At the same time, you should always be planning ahead and developing your ability to know what you should be developing, preparing, changing in, so that you can be better in the future. See, sometimes we get mistaken that the desire to change has to be accompanied with not being happy, being unsatisfied with your life, and whatnot. And it doesn't necessarily have to be that way. You can have a desire to change, and you can be making steps to change while still being satisfied with where you're at and being happy with who you are and with your circumstances. And that is possible, and it's okay.
Okay, so you're saying there's a lot of people that are dissatisfied with their current state, and that's why they want to make plans, make goals, and they're pushing to change. There's another group that also is content with their lives as they currently are, and they're making plans also for the future, which they'll also be happy for.
Yes, so they are content with where they are at for the moment, knowing that they will improve in the future.
And so it's not dependent on any sort of circumstances, is what you're saying.
I'm just trying to say, dissatisfaction and unhappiness does not need to be correlated with change, improvement, and becoming better. That you can have a desire to be better, but still be happy with who you are at the moment. And most people can't separate it, or they think they go hand in hand. So it's very hard for them to be happy. But when you realize you can be happy with yourself now, even though I have a lot of room for improvement, even though I do a lot of things that might make my life a lot more difficult, I can be satisfied and happy that that is who I am right now. And even though I want to be better in the future, right now, I can be happy with the level I'm at. And then I can continue to make plans to improve, to grow, to be better. But I don't have to have the dissatisfaction. I don't have to have the feel that I'm not changing quick enough. I don't have to have the feel that I'm not good enough in me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'll get better in the future. And do I want to be the way I'm at forever? No. But I can be happy with the way I'm at right now and be doing things to make myself better in the future.
Well, I feel like you would lose some of that killer instinct, like that hunger to change, to grow, and to move quickly. If you're feeling like, hey, I'm good with where I'm at. I don't need to change. It's fine to change. I'm okay with change, but I'm cool. That's what I'm feeling is the opposite, right?
Yes, and some people, they do lose that killer instinct if they aren't dissatisfied with their life. Some people need dissatisfaction, they need pain, they need impatience, they need everything that goes along with stress, worry, in order for them to keep that killer instinct and keep moving. So if you are that way, that's fine. You don't have to be unhappy with yourself for being that way. And some people need it to change and to improve and be where they want to be. But people who develop more understanding, and as you go through life, if you can figure this out, that you don't need that necessarily to continue to change, improve, and be the person you want to be, that can really help you to be happy and continue to improve in your life still. And that's my secret. I was able to disassociate with, these two things. Realize I can be the person I want to be in the future. I can continue to improve, progress, do everything I want within my lifetime, and I can still be happy with who I am now. I just continue to grow, improve, make my plans, do the things, accept my life for the way it is, and I can be happy and I can keep improving. Now you might be saying, well, sometimes you might not be improving quick enough. Sometimes you might not be doing the right things at the moment. That is the second thing that helps me be happy, is because of my understanding of life, what I've seen, the evidences I've seen is I've observed people, and what I know about history and everything that I've accumulated my knowledge on life, I know that whoever I am at any given moment is good enough. And it doesn't put me behind to get to my maximum potential in my lifetime. I'm always changing quick enough. I'm always doing the right thing. So if in my mind I thought I would change quicker, but I'm not changing quicker, I tell myself I was wrong. Hence, I can be happy now, but I can always keep improving, right? It might be at a slower pace than I thought.
But doesn't that knowledge kind of it's like an excuse for mediocrity? Like, you've got this idea, hey, gonna end up the best I can be, and so I've worked really hard, but now that I know this, I don't have to work hard. I don't have to do all these things that I've done in the past. I'm already gonna get there. So wouldn't that idea kind of conflict with this idea of working hard towards goals, working towards an accomplishment of some sort?
That idea does, but some people need that idea. Some people without that idea in their mind, they wouldn't try to work hard. They wouldn't put forth effort to change. They need that to have that desire to change. That's why there's some people who need stress, worry. There's some people who, if they don't push themselves, if they don't tell themselves they're not working hard enough, they're not changing quick enough, that they need it to change. They need to tell themselves that. And if you're the type of person, or if anyone else is the type of person like that, that's not a bad thing. It will help you to change quicker. But if you're the type of person that doesn't want to have that in your life anymore, then you don't need it. And the only thing you got to do is get that idea out of your mind. That you're going to be mediocre if you don't tell yourself you're not good enough, if you're not impatient with yourself, if you know, all that type of thing, right? If you just get that out of your mind, then you can be happy. And if you need any help, I got those berries in my backyard. They're expensive, but I mean, something it's worth it.
Yeah. Wow. Must be some good berries. I think, yeah, it's kind of like, there's of course like a conflict where I think, I go to my habitual thinking, and then I think about this, and I know that they're at ends with each other, because I think I'm not working hard enough. I should be working harder. I should be doing this. And then what I know, which is I'm doing the best that I can right now. I'm gonna end up fine. And I'm always at ends between the two. So I'm like,
yeah.
I'm trying to find a way to mesh the two, but it's like
I see.
I can't get rid of it.
I see. So if you're a person who wants to get rid of that thought that you're not good enough, you need to progress quicker, you have to be impatient with your life, or else you're not going to be able to reach the top. If you're that type of person but you don't want to be, then what you need is certain checkpoints. These checkpoints will help you through. So even though you don't believe you're just fine, even though you don't believe that everything will be okay, sometimes if you have these checkpoints where you know if you're doing this, you're doing this, you're doing this, then you know that you are doing the best you can. And then you can tell yourself, if I'm doing these things, then I definitely can just be happy and satisfied with my life. So even though you believe it all the way, sometimes like little checkpoints, that things that you know you should be doing, and if you're doing them, you can just say, I can be happy with my life.
But Dr. Jacob, we've gone through some of these checkpoints in the past. I think almost every podcast we cover these checkpoints.
Okay, so what do you think are the checkpoints for this podcast? What are the checkpoints that you
hold on. Hey, hold on. So I'm thinking this is what I should be doing, and if I don't do that, then I'm not going to reach this end. It kind of goes back to that old thinking where I'm like, all right, I'm not getting a good night's sleep. I'm not waking up early. I'm not reading uplifting things. I'm not if I'm not doing all these things, then I'm not going to reach the point where I'm happy, successful. I've reached the pinnacle of my creation. I would think that the checkpoints is kind of like another sort of expectation.
True, but you need to realize the checkpoints always change. The checkpoints can change depending on who you are and where you are in your life, how old you are. So what could be good checkpoints today, it might be different tomorrow because you changed, right? You know you have good checkpoints to make you feel happy, even though you might not believe it, that you're okay. You know you got good checkpoints if you're able to do the checkpoints. So for example, if your checkpoints were, I gotta get a good night's sleep, I can't waste time watching television or something, or Netflix or whatever, and I have to like never say a bad word or an unkind word to someone. If those are your checkpoints and they're stressing you out because you're not doing them so you think you're a failure, you got the wrong checkpoints. Your checkpoint could be, am I doing one thing a day for another person? And if you can actually do that checkpoint, you might have found the right checkpoint. Because then what you can actually do matches what you actually can do. And it might be even something that pushes you a little bit. So it could be like maybe going to the gym every day, but maybe you only go to the gym 3 times a day. At least I'm going to the gym 3 times a day. Right? So you gotta change the checkpoints according to where you're at, your skill level.
All right, so you keep talking about these checkpoints, and all right, if you're feeling stressed, then you got the wrong checkpoints. Well, that to me sounds like expectation, a way to feel bad about yourself because you're not hitting these expectations. If you don't, this feeling of guilt, and then you're like, that breeds dissatisfaction with where you're currently at because, all right, not hitting these checkpoints. All right, well, maybe I need new checkpoints. All right, if I don't hit these new checkpoints, I'm a failure, not going to reach where I want to be. A continuous cycle, So
what you need to do then is you just need to go to a mentor who you believe knows who you are and what's in your best interest and where you should be at every moment in life. And that person will continually change the checkpoints so that you don't have to worry about it. And this is the reason being, because if you're worried you're not doing things, well, I mean, you're not doing things, definitely. No one is at any time because they're not perfect. There's always going to be someone who has a higher checkpoint than you. But if that's really the case, then through your logic, there's no possible way for you ever to be happy because you can never reach the highest checkpoints.
That's true.
Right? Logically, then we know there must be some checkpoints that are right for you at your time in life that's not the top, but checkpoints that if you meet at your time in life, you will get to the top, correct?
Well, you said there's always someone above me, so of course I'm not gonna reach the top, is basically what I'm getting.
Well, no. Say you can reach the top, but maybe not right at this moment in your life. There must be some lower checkpoint that you can reach that will then help you get to the top, correct?
If I have that capability.
Which you do, because your mentor will tell you do. So you'll be satisfied. And then your mentor, you can trust that your mentor can give you these medium checkpoints that you can be at this time of your life that will allow you to get to the top eventually.
Whatever top that is.
Yes. And now you can be happy and you still can be changing and improving.
Okay. So this is if I'm dissatisfied without having these checkpoints.
Yes. As if you feel impatient in your life because you're not where you should be at and you got these thoughts in it, then get a mentor, let them put these little checkpoints in your life that they know you can achieve to get to the top. Then you can say, I can be happy with who I am right now because I'm doing these things and I can do them and I'm improving.
All right, so our key is there is a certain amount of disassociation that you have to have with your circumstances versus where you want to be. You can continually plan to work towards where you want to be, but and you can be happy with where you are. It doesn't have to be mutually exclusive. Having a mentor set checkpoints for you will allow you to get to a level of satisfaction with where you are currently if you're dissatisfied with your life, and will help you ultimately to get to where you want to be. Is that it?
Yes. Very good, Chuck.
Anyway, well, hey, thank you so much, viewers, for watching and listeners for listening. See you later.